So you want to become a content creator, or you are a content creator and you want to level up the quality of your gear. Congratulations, because you are exactly where you need to be, because today I'm going to go over a plethora of different tech essentials that you need to level up the content quality for your YouTube channel. Now, the content in this video is not necessarily just for YouTube. There are some things that are going to be specific to people doing live streams, some people doing social media. So of course, pick and choose what works for you and what you think really matters for the content that you are going to be posting. If you're new here, hello, my name's Courtney. I'm a high school software engineer that has perfected my methods of productivity, and that's kind of what I talk about on this channel: productivity, tech, finance, things of that sort. So today, obviously, this is more of a tech-oriented video. What are some different tech things that you can buy for your YouTube channel? Now, before we get started, I do want to say, do not worry if you don't have every single item that I'm going to talk about in this video. Just get started. Just start building the consistency. I don't care if you are using your iPhone or your Android device and you are editing on iMovie. I genuinely don't care. You need to start building consistency and stop using this as a procrastination technique for completing the goals that you set for yourself. Now, with that being said, let's get into tech item number one. Obviously, it's a camera. Now, this shouldn't come to any surprise to anyone, because obviously a camera is your main device, specifically if you're doing video content. I personally record my videos on the Sony ZV-1F. No, I did not make this purchase before I started my channel. My mom actually did, because she has her own YouTube channel where she's amassed a community of over 50,000 people in her genre, which is crochet. This is essentially kind of her camera that I borrow to record my videos. Now, once I start amassing a bigger following on this channel, I personally plan to upgrade my camera gear to get probably the Sony ZV-E10. There's another vlog style camera, but I can change the lenses on that, which is not an option on the camera that I'm using right now. Now, I'm not going to go too much into specific cameras you should be getting. I'm just trying to give you perspective on my journey. I do want to say, though, if you are doing content that requires a camera, try to find a camera that has the capability of you to be able to flip the display so you can see yourself recording. So like my display is like right here. So if you see me look off to the right, that's me looking at the display and making sure I look put together. Does that make sense? Now, the next tech gear I have is microphones. This is another like kind of dead giveaway, because bad audio quality really does take away from your content, because essentially by having either bad video or bad audio, you're going to be losing people that want to watch your content. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault in particularly. That's just kind of how it works. If it doesn't look or sound crispy, it's just, for some people, that just kind of turns them off. So because of that, try to make sure you have a good quality camera and good quality microphones. I know for the microphone that I use, I'm using the microphone that is attached to the Sony ZV-1F. I also have the detachable Rode boom mic, which you can like add on top of your camera and like plug in, which is another phenomenal microphone choice. And also another microphone, if you're like running this off of your phone or things of that sort, you're able to Bluetooth connect the one end to your phone and have like a handheld mic or clip it. And if you go back to some of my older videos, you'll see I kind of did that for a couple of them when my camera was dead and I was trying to record. And again, I'm not really trying to specifically list different microphones for you to use, but I will say my mom uses the Blue Yeti for her voiceovers, and it is a phenomenal microphone. This is just to give you a little bit perspective. Like, I personally really like the microphone that's built into this camera, but because it really does like block out some things, like my fan is on, but I do know if a tow truck is towing something outside or something of that sort, you'll hear it. So, you know, do your own personal research on each tech item that I'm saying, but these are just general like genres that you should be looking into. The next thing is lighting. Now, this is something that I honestly am not the most proud of for my personal setup. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lights that are on me right now, so you can really see me, and not including my backlights to give some more depth in my room. So because of that, you kind of really have to play around with it and see what works with your camera and with your editing software. I know ring light is the really popular one that a lot of people use, and I'm not trying to hate on ring lights at all. I have 2 ring lights, like 2 like smaller ring lights. I'm not really going to show you my lighting setup because it is kind of a lot right now, but I will say my next thing that I'm looking into purchasing is a softbox light, which is just essentially kind of a one massive light that you can use. And then also I use key lights as well. Like, this is a key light that I have right here to kind of get some of that action, because if it's not here, and just to give you perspective, if it's not here, this half of my face is dark, and it might look fine like now, but honestly I just prefer there be light than not. And then my final light, I have a lamp that like kind of moves, so I like to adjust the lamps little like tentacles essentially to set it up to light me perfectly to how I personally really like my lighting setup. And sometimes I have my desk lights on where they're like blue underneath my desk, so that's more of like my personal desk setup. That's what I use when I code, so I like to have that. But you know, whatever works for you, but just making sure that your area is properly lit, that's really what's going to set you apart, because nobody's going to watch somebody that's like sitting in the dark. Hey, before we keep going, You should like and subscribe down below, please. Now, the next item I have is a tripod slash stabilizer. This is kind of a given. Like, if you're going to have a camera, you kind of want something to stabilize the camera when recording your content. So just making sure you have a good tripod. Honestly, that's kind of a given. I just feel like that is a good tech thing that you can purchase, and some of the tripods nowadays are really like high tech and kind of expensive. So to err on the affordable side, just investing in a good quality tripod, something that, you know, you can start the camera with a little button. Like this one has a button on it, but I don't really care to use that. I'll just edit myself out in post, you know what I'm saying? So that's just something that I have written down. The next thing I have is editing software. Now, this is also kind of a given. You need quality editing software to provide quality content to your viewers, to your audience, to your community that you're growing. I personally use iMovie. I'm not that ashamed of it either, you know, because at the end of the day, it's free. It does pretty much the same stuff that all the other editing softwares do. It's free, and it's free. I don't really know what we're even talking about here. Now, I will say I have tried using things like DaVinci Resolve, which is another phenomenal platform to edit your videos on, but that platform requires color grading because it will like downgrade the quality of the colors from like the camera, and it'll like downgrade or compress or whatever in their platform, and then I have to learn a whole new process to kind of change the colors back to how it originally was, and I'm not doing that. Another one that actually I'm not really opposed to is another one that's really popular is CapCut. I knew I said I wasn't gonna name those, but like those are like the big free ones that I really like. CapCut, I have used CapCut, and I do like CapCut, especially more for like short form content, like if you're posting for social medias, Instagram, YouTube Shorts type stuff. So I will say CapCut is a good program to be using, but you know, err on the side of caution with that one, because the exportation process of it might decompress, and it might lower the quality of your video. So of course, obviously there's the paid ones, and once you have an audience that you are ready to pay for, like to give them better quality content, then of course there's the Adobe Premiere Pro, there's the Final Cut Pro, you know, all the pros. So, you know, take what you will. I just personally like using iMovie for editing my videos so far, and it's done me pretty well. And don't be afraid to use free stuff. It's done me pretty well so far. Like I said, I've even though I'm not at 500 yet, I'm probably gonna be at 500 by the time this is gonna be posted. So because of that, like, that's really good. I've amassed over 500 people to be watching my content, and I'm editing on iMovie. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. The next thing I have is investing in an external hard drive. Oh, also, if you're seeing me like looking down on my iPad, this is where I have all my notes. Honestly, for all my videos, I have my notes on my iPad. That is like been the best thing I've done. And if you want to see a Notion tour and how I use Notion in my content creation, you know, I think I have a video actually talking about my Notion, so go check that out. I think I actually do have a video about that. Do I? What? Hold up. Oh my goodness. So okay, I already have a video literally talking about my Notion setup. See, I'm on the grind. I literally forgot what I recorded. But yeah, okay, so go check out that video where I kind of talk about my Notion setup for content creators. It's a great video, I think. It was one of my first videos, but I still think it's still pretty accurate. I haven't changed my system very much. So, and I'll probably post an updated version of that later on in life. I do want to give some more info specifically for like live streaming content creation, because essentially you will be using the same things in regards to camera, lighting, and microphone and editing software, but you will also be using things like Blue Yeti Nano is a great one for live streaming. And then also, of course, like the camera essentially is the same camera. I do know though, to help productivity, the Elgato Stream Deck, that's a pretty cool device, I will say, for streaming. Here's the photo of it, but it's actually a really cool device. I really want to get one for my personal setup. Anyways, the next thing I have is an external hard drive. This is mine. It's like 2 terabytes, and it's great because my computer actually, it didn't crash, but it was full of all my videos because I store them on the computer. So because of that, it was easy for me to just move them all to that external hard drive so I can still have them just in case something happens, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that kind of counts as tech, but you know, not really, but I'm still gonna add it in here, is a good SD card. That's what you use to kind of store the content on for like short-term purposes. Right now, I'm recording off of this bum SD card. My thing will only record 10 minutes worth of content, and I have to upload it onto my computer. But get a good SD card that can let you get at least 30 minutes worth of content on it, and use that to record your stuff. And then of course, if you don't have like a computer that has an SD card slot, like mine doesn't, MacBooks no longer have that. Well, it says SD card reader here, but essentially an SD card reader for you to be able to transfer your content onto the computer. And this is USB-A. Of course, get the one that's compatible with your computer. I just have the Mac Mini, so I can use the USB-A dongles. But yes, those are the different tech things that you can use as a content creator up and coming. Like I said, please, please, please do not use these as like a procrastination technique. Oh, I need my lighting. Oh, I need my... No, just start giving content out to your community. Start building an audience. And then once you start building an audience, then you can start purchasing more high quality stuff to give them more high quality content. You see what I'm saying here? I will say though, once you are ready to invest, don't skimp out on the big three: the camera, the microphone, and the lighting. That's really what's going to set your videos apart from the rest. Did I miss anything? I don't know. If I did, please leave it down in the comments below. Share with the family so we can all kind of get started with our content creation journeys together. This is a great hobby for me. It's taught me a whole nother side of tech that I never thought about before. So I really want to push you. If you haven't started, if you're thinking about it, do it. I bet so many fun and sweet people online. Just do it. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time on Quartz Corner.